Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. We've got news out of Lenoir County where a man who pled guilty to armed robbery last year has now been sentenced. Marshall Grady was arrested by Lenoir County deputies for April 25th, 2024 armed robbery at the Speedway on US 258 South. Deputies say the man, who was 21 at the time, robbed the store and was nabbed after a 5-hour manhunt hiding in an abandoned church on US 70. Now, a news release says the U.S. Attorney's Office took over the case and that Grady pled guilty and was sentenced yesterday. Now, in other news, want to highlight more crime news that is being solved by officers in the east. This one in Elizabeth City, where police have charged Durante Norfleet with 2 counts of shooting into occupied property. An underage teen was also charged in juvenile court. One shooting happened at the Pizza Hut on West Ingrid House Street. Warrants say a manager and customers were inside at the time. The other happened when an SUV with a woman and her daughter was shot into on Harriet Drive. Police learned that the 2 suspects ran into a home on Bird Street. They surrounded the home and eventually the 2 surrendered. No one was hit by gunfire, according to warrants. The 18-year-old Norfleet was jailed without bond, while the other teen was taken to the Pitt Regional Juvenile Detention Center. And that now brings us to your weather forecast, where today we're going to start to see a little bit more sunshine. I keep saying that, but we are starting to see the clouds slowly break apart. It's been a little bit of a slower process, and I'm sure what many of you may have wanted, but regardless, we are getting some sunshine at this point in the day. This is a view across the southeastern United States. You can see we've got more cloud cover back towards the west across parts of Arkansas, Missouri, extending into Illinois, even portions of Indiana and Ohio. But for us here in eastern North Carolina, we are going to enjoy that break in the cloud cover that really the central and western portion of the state is enjoying. We're going to see that roll in tonight and stick with us through most of the day tomorrow. But still, again, have some cloud cover certainly present throughout most of eastern North Carolina. This is what it looks like down at ground level, well, maybe just a few feet above ground level in Washington. 81 degrees, northwesterly wind at 6 miles an hour. But the clouds breaking apart is the key I want you to notice. That's going to help boost air temperatures over the next few hours into the low to mid 80s. Right now in the low 80s, but it feels like 84 thanks to a dew point set near 70 degrees. Currently a 69-degree dew point in Washington, up to a 73-degree dew point in Morehead City. This is a view through our cameras over overlooking again Sanitary Restaurant. West southwesterly wind at about 11 miles an hour. 80 degrees along the coast right now, feels like 84. Current air temperatures generally reading right around the 80-degree mark. Some of us a touch cooler, others a little bit warmer, but everyone also dealing with humidity. And that's going to be with us through tonight and into tomorrow. Now, over the past 24 hours, some areas have actually seen humidity come down a touch, but I wouldn't expect too much more relief as winds are going to be shifting again as we head through tonight into tomorrow morning. Starting out tomorrow with more of a west-southwesterly wind than the north-northwesterly wind that's present right now. Now, through the day tomorrow, we're going to be seeing again another round of showers and storms roll in later on in the evening. That's why by the time we get to around 6 o'clock, you'll note again variable wind direction. We'll see a westerly wind in Kinston, an easterly wind in Elizabeth City, a northerly wind in Williamston, and a southerly wind in New Bern. And what do you have? You got thunderstorms across eastern North Carolina. We'll see more of a uniform wind direction take hold again early Sunday morning out of the southwest, but that only points towards more humidity, not less humidity, as we wrap up the weekend. And with more humidity and an unsettled pattern, rain showers again will be possible through the day on Sunday. But for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies through most of the day. There will be rain showers rolling in the I would say late evening hours, lasting all the way until we get to around midnight. But some of those rain showers will try to stick around eastern North Carolina as we get a warm frontal boundary pulling its way through the east early Sunday morning, and that will keep our pattern unsettled throughout the tail end of the weekend and, to be honest with you, all through most of next week. We're going to be unsettled, hot, and humid. Welcome to a summertime forecast. Air temperatures mid to upper 80s next week after spending this weekend in the low 90s, but your overnight lows in the low to mid 70s will make those showers and thunderstorm chances a little bit higher. If you have more moisture in the atmosphere, it's going to be easier for that moisture to come down as rainfall. That's all we have time for today's 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a great Friday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Supreme Choice.